Have you ever felt like you're speaking a completely different language from someone you care about? You say one thing trying to be helpful or clear, and they hear something else entirely. An insult, a judgment, a dismissal. Or maybe you're on the other side. You try to keep the peace, to smooth things over, but you just end up feeling like you're walking on eggshells, unable to bring up what's really bothering you. This frustrating disconnect, this feeling of being fundamentally misunderstood, is a hallmark of one of the Zodiac's most notoriously complex pairings, Virgo and Libra. On the surface, it seems like it could work. Virgo, the meticulous maiden of the Zodiac, is intelligent and devoted. Libra, the balanced scales, is charming and fair-minded. Both appreciate order, refinement, and a life that makes sense. So why does it so often feel like they are operating on two completely different planets? The answer isn't about a lack of love or bad intentions. It's about a fundamental clash in their cosmic programming. It's a battle between a mind wired for data and a soul wired for diplomacy. To truly understand this, we need to look under the hood of each sign, starting with Virgo. Virgo is an earth sign ruled by Mercury, the planet of communication, intellect, and analysis. Think of Mercury as the universe's supercomputer. It's all about processing information, finding patterns, sorting data, and optimizing systems. And as an earth sign, Virgo's energy is grounded, practical, and tangible. They live in the real world, a world of facts, details, and things that can be improved. This combination creates a person whose primary function is to analyze and perfect. When a Virgo sees a crooked picture on the wall, their brain doesn't just register crooked picture. It registers a problem that needs to be solved. Their instinct is to straighten it. This isn't born from a place of malice, it's their nature. In their mind, pointing out a flaw isn't an attack, it's an act of service. They're helping to make things better, more efficient, more correct. A Virgo's love language is often acts of service, and for them, offering constructive criticism is an act of service. They're the loving editor of your life's manuscript, pointing out the typos and plot holes because they want the final story to be a masterpiece. They're the software debugger, running diagnostics to find the bugs so the program can run smoothly. So their communication style is, by nature, direct. It's precise. It's solution-oriented. They say what they mean, and they expect others to do the same. To a Virgo, dancing around an issue is inefficient and illogical. Why waste time with pleasantries when there's a problem to be fixed? They see a problem, they state the problem, and they expect a discussion on how to solve the problem. Simple, right? Well, not for their celestial neighbor Libra. Now let's turn our attention to the sign of the scales. Libra is an air sign, ruled by Venus, the planet of love, beauty, harmony, and relationships. If Virgo's Mercury is a supercomputer, Libra's Venus is a master diplomat. Venus isn't concerned with raw data or efficiency. It's concerned with aesthetics, connection, fairness, and social grace. Its entire purpose is to create beauty and foster harmony. As an air sign, Libra's energy is intellectual and social. They exist in a world of ideas, connections, and the delicate currents that flow between people. This combination creates a person whose primary function is to balance and connect. Conflict to a Libra is the ultimate ugliness. It's a disruption of the beautiful equilibrium they work so hard to maintain. An argument is like a jarring, out-of-tune chord in an otherwise perfect symphony. Their entire being is calibrated to avoid it. This is why Libras are known for their charm, their diplomacy, and their sometimes frustrating inability to make a quick decision. They are weighing every perspective, considering every person's feelings, trying to find the path of least resistance, the path that causes the least amount of friction for everyone involved. Their communication style is therefore indirect, tactful, and relationship-focused. They will often soften their language, use qualifiers, and approach difficult subjects from the side, rather than head-on. They don't want to upset the other person. Their goal isn't necessarily to solve the problem in the most efficient way, but to preserve the relationship while gently nudging things toward a better place. To a Libra, blunt honesty can feel like a bulldozer tearing through a carefully tended garden. It feels aggressive, unnecessary, and careless. So now, let's put them in the same room. Here you have Virgo, the loving editor, armed with a red pen, ready to point out what's wrong so it can be made right. And here you have Libra, the master diplomat, whose entire mission is to ensure everyone feels good and the atmosphere remains pleasant. Can you see the storm brewing on the horizon? Let's play out a common scenario. Imagine Libra has just redecorated the living room. They're incredibly proud. They've spent weeks choosing colors, balancing textures, and creating what they feel is a beautiful, harmonious space. They excitedly show it to their Virgo partner. Libra is looking for validation. They want to hear, "It's beautiful. You did an amazing job. I love it." Virgo walks in. Their hyper-analytical Mercury brain immediately starts scanning. It bypasses the 99% that is perfect and instantly hones in on the 1% that is not. They say something like, "This is nice. Did you know that couch is about 2 inches off center? And that new paint color makes the scuff mark on the baseboard really stand out. We should fix that." In Virgo's mind, they have paid Libra a compliment, "This is nice," and then immediately moved into problem-solving mode. Let's make it even better. They are being helpful. They are participating. But what does Libra hear? They don't hear the nice. They only hear the criticism. They hear that their effort wasn't good enough. They hear that their taste is being questioned. The beautiful, harmonious feeling they had is instantly shattered, replaced by a feeling of being judged. The diplomatic Venusian energy in them recoils. They feel attacked, and their immediate response is to de-escalate. They might say something vague like, "Oh, I'll look at it later," or just change the subject. They won't say, "That hurt my feelings. I spent weeks on this and you immediately found fault." Why? Because saying that would be confrontational. It would create an argument, which is the very thing their soul is built to avoid. Now, let's look at it from Virgo's perspective. They offered a practical solution to a small problem. In response, Libra has become distant and quiet. Virgo's logical brain is confused. What's wrong? I was just trying to help. Why are they being so sensitive and evasive? This creates a vicious cycle. Virgo senses something is wrong, but Libra won't say what it is. So, Virgo pushes for a direct answer, demanding clarity. Just tell me what the problem is so we can fix it. This direct, problem-solving approach feels like an interrogation to Libra, who retreats further into a shell of polite, non-committal silence. The more Libra avoids, the more frustrated and critical Virgo becomes. And the more critical Virgo becomes, the more Libra is certain that confrontation is a terrible, painful thing to be avoided at all costs. This isn't just about redecorating a room. This is the fundamental pattern that can poison their entire dynamic. It plays out in decisions about finances, vacations, and even what to have for dinner. Libra will say, "I don't mind, whatever you want," to keep the peace. Virgo, who wants a clear, logical decision, becomes exasperated by the indecisiveness. A serious issue might be brewing in the relationship. Libra, not wanting to rock the boat, will swallow their feelings, hoping the problem just goes away. Virgo, who can sense that something is off, but is getting no data, becomes increasingly anxious. They know there's a bug in the system, but they can't run the diagnostic because they're being denied access. This unresolved tension drives a Virgo mad. Eventually, the problem doesn't go away. It festers. Libra's unspoken resentment builds, and Virgo's frustration boils over. The eventual confrontation is then 100 times worse than it would have been if the issue were addressed directly from the start. This confirms both of their biases. Libra thinks, "See, I knew confrontation was awful." And Virgo thinks, "See, I knew we should have dealt with this weeks ago." They are trapped in a feedback loop, each acting according to their nature, and each inadvertently triggering the other's core wound. Virgo feels their practical advice is perceived as cruel criticism. Libra feels their attempts at maintaining harmony are perceived as dishonest avoidance. So is this pairing doomed? Not at all. But it requires more conscious effort and translation than many other pairings. Awareness is the first giant step. Virgo must learn that with Libra, the delivery is just as important as the message. They have to learn the art of the compliment sandwich, starting with genuine praise, gently inserting the suggestion, and ending with more reassurance. They must understand that for Libra, the emotional health of the relationship is the top priority, and their criticism, however well-intentioned, can feel like a direct threat to that health. Libra, in turn, must learn that Virgo's directness is not a personal attack. It is their way of showing they care and are engaged. They must develop the courage to state their needs and feelings clearly, even when it feels uncomfortable. They need to trust that a small, controlled conflict to resolve an issue is far healthier than letting resentment build in silence. Libra can teach Virgo the beauty of tact and the importance of social grace. Virgo can teach Libra that problems don't disappear when you ignore them, and that facing an issue directly can be empowering and strengthening for the relationship. At their core, both signs want a life that is balanced, orderly, and beautiful. Virgo seeks that beauty in the perfection of the details, while Libra seeks it in the harmony of the whole. They are simply looking at the same goal through two very different windows. The challenge for this pairing is to walk around to the other person's side, look through their window for a moment, and try to appreciate the view. It's about Virgo learning that sometimes a slightly off-center couch is a small price to pay for a peaceful evening. And it's about Libra learning that sometimes the most loving thing you can do is point out that the couch is off-center so you can fix it together.